Okay, so let's actually talk about wrapping text. By default, let's say I wanted to put this in here. It's just going to go over top of it. But if we look up here, we can see that there is something called wraparound bounding box. I can also go to the window and choose the text wrap palette, which is right here. I'm going to drag this out just so we can see it. So if I click here, you can see that what's happening, and I'll just shrink this down. This is something to be aware of as well. If you try to shrink something down, it crops it. If you want to shrink it, you actually have to use the scale button, which you can get to by pressing S. And here I've shrunk it down some. So you can see that right now it's kind of going around. I can put under the text wrap item some borders around each of this to give it a little bit of breathing space. Then we also have this one, which is wrap around a shape. And this is new with this. It actually goes through and it actually will create a wrap around that shape. So now there is text wrap around this. You can't really see it because the text is behind this, but if I were to select this and go Object, Arrange, Send to Back, you can see I now have the text going all around the dog. And if I were to, and I'm just going to move this to the side so that I can work on this, click on this, I can go in and change these items using to change the wrap. So I could pull this out if I just wanted a little bit of a wrap there. And just go around that. Let's undo that though, because there's a couple other ones. This one right here will wrap around this. So let's go back to this basic wrap here. And we'll bring this up to the front here. Oops. So you can see that I'm getting a bit of a wrap around here, and that's because what's happening is I am moving the dog itself, not the dog within the object. We'll talk a little bit about that as well, because there's two things going on here. I've got my dog, which is that blue outline, and then if I double click, I've got the brown outline, which is basically allowing me to move things within the crop block. Okay. What we want is the whole object. So let's talk about some of these other wraps. This one right here will basically get rid of the text on the left and right side, and this one will clear all the text from here on down. If we do want to actually do our own wraps, we can. You can see here I've got my wrap around here, and then if I use my pen tool, I can add to this blue section here a couple more dots, and now if I use my arrow key, I can do a wrap around the dog. Once again, I need to bring the dog to the back there, but I can get a nice text wrap around that as well.